water diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hi, Paulo. I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome. Instagram's a little bit faster. I'm also using Restream to go on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing this wonderful, sober Tuesday? Kind of let you know what this is a daily, call it the Daily Trudge. Although I go live sometimes 2, 3 times a day. I just got a lot to say. A lot to say. It's a lot of stuff to cover. It is 12-step based. I'll let you know that. I'm a big fan on what is my, that's a good question. I don't know what my tag is. That's a great question. I am at the Daily Trudge 3367. If you need that again, let me know. Yeah, YouTube actually is better. I have over 2,000 videos on YouTube. If you need that again, actually, let me do this. I forgot that I can cross post now, so I can do this for you. There you go. Look at this. Understanding technology and shit. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Ingrid. We got Paola. I hope I'm saying that right. It'll probably sound off. I'm sick. I got a cold. I am a man, so I will be whining about it. I will be whining. Okay. Dan Tan, good to have you. So we're gonna be reading from the 12 by 12, tradition 11. So if you want to grab it to follow along, great. I'll give you a few minutes to grab what you need. I know some people like to follow along, some people like to listen. Looks like we got some people that haven't been here before. This is about experience. Wine better than wine. Yeah, thanks, Dan. That is a better wine, isn't it? At least for us alcoholics. Very good point. Very good point. I try and stay in a good mood, man. Nobody deserves our wrath. No, you know. And today's just the first day of being sick. I think I can handle it. So just take the meds, right? I said this earlier, but it bears repeating. Um, it bears repeating. Be careful what meds you take when you have a cold. There's a lot of stuff with alcohol in it, so read them labels. I prefer Mucinex because I know it has, stick with daytime stuff. Okay. If it says nighttime, probably got alcohol in it. Okay. So I was going to read this upside down. All right. Tradition 11. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film. Now, am I really doing that here? I'm pushing the line. I'll tell you that. I'm pushing the line. My full name's there, right? But we all know that I'm not speaking for AA as a whole. This is just my experience, strength, and hope, right? What I don't do is promote what I do. I don't pay to promote. I don't push it. It needs to get out there naturally. I'm an attraction, not promotion. I don't. I used to be a promoter in music and things like that, and it just doesn't fit here. Because when I'm a promoter, that turns me kind of into a salesperson. And this is, although I use a lot of my sales techniques in AA, right? Sales techniques and counseling 101 are the same. It's about rebuttals, man. It's all about rebuttals. And if you can bring up the rebuttals beforehand, right? And that's why one alcoholic working with another alcoholic works so well. It's the rebuttals. Well, I don't want to go to AA. Yeah, it's too religion-y for me. Well, see, we have an answer for that. There's atheist AA group, sure. We got, see, AA is the multiple pathway. Hi, Daryl. I don't know if you're there. You said be right back, so I gave it a second. All right. Without its legions of well-wishers, AA could never have grown as it has. Throughout the world, immense and favorable publicity of every description has been the principal means of bringing alcoholics into our fellowship. In AA offices, clubs, and homes, telephones ring constantly. One boy says, I read a piece in the newspaper. Another, we heard it on a radio program. And still another, we saw a moving picture, or we saw something about AA on television. It is no exaggeration to say that half of AA's membership has been led to us through the channels like these, and it still happens that way. Okay. Now, AA is a little bit more well known, but you'll find that a lot of people have no idea what AA is. Maybe they've heard of AA. The one I usually hear is that AA is a religious program. That's the biggest thing that I hear. So I just educate them. You know what? Do I seem like a religious person to you? No. Fuck, I do. Right? My pastor describes me as salty. Okay? I'm keeping it that way. I told her, well, maybe I should change. She's like, no, don't change. Don't change. You know, there's we get here by a lot of different means. Sometimes you'll see AA promoted on a billboard, or that's not us. That is what's called a public service announcement. PBS does that stuff. The state does that stuff. There's a lot of people that promote AA. We don't do it though. How do we do it? Well, we do it by attraction. See, when promoting comes about, what does promoting usually want? Money, right? So we don't promote schools or education or treatment or any of that. We have no say-so on it. So therefore, we don't promote. This comes back to becoming a person that is worth having. Do the work, and you will become a person worth having. You already are, just so you know, in my book. I know. I may not know you, but it's how I feel. The inquiring voices are not all alcoholics or their families. Doctors read medical papers about Alcoholics Anonymous and call for more information. Clergymen see articles in their church journals and also make inquiries. Employers learn the great corporations have set their approval upon us and wish to discover what can be done about alcoholism in their own firms. Yeah, there are a lot of companies that support Alcoholics Anonymous that in the beginning, because it costs a lot of money to retrain a worker. A lot of money. It would cost less money to let this person go to treatment for 30 days than it would to hire somebody else. Okay, that's the main reason. Hey, we gotta be honest about this stuff. Now there are companies out there that care about what's going on with you. Did everybody fucking leave or something up there? It says I'm at 0. It says you all disappeared. It says Dan's the only one here. Okay. Therefore, a great responsibility fell upon us to develop the best possible public relation policy for Alcoholics Anonymous. Through many painful experiences, we think we have arrived at what that policy ought to be. It is the opposite in many ways of usual promotional practice. We found that we had to rely upon the principle of attraction rather than promotion. Oh, sorry, I'm started feeling a little icky there. So let's see how these two contrasting ideas, attraction and promotion, work out. A political party wishes to win an election, so it advertises the virtues of its leadership to draw votes. Okay? Who's going to be that leader? Who's going to be the person that we promote? We're going to do this by vote. We're going to do this by committee. How are we going to do this? How about no one gets it? Okay. And that kind of comes back to like rewriting the first 164 pages. It's not going to be changed. Who's going to rewrite it? God chose the last people, I should say. He chose 100 people to write the big book. So how are you and I in our finite minds going to be able to pick these 100 people to rewrite the big book? No. It's written in plain English. It is. Okay? It's written in plain English. If you don't understand it, pull out a darn dictionary, would you? Quit being lazy. Look up the darn words. I still do it. Been around for I've been around for a while, and I'm pretty well educated. I know my English, but I still look up words, just see what matches with what we do. Okay? A worthy charity wants to raise money. Forthwith, its letterhead shows the name of every distinguished person whose support can be obtained. In AA, we call this bragging. It's bragging. Look at all the people. All right. It still helps. I mean, I get it. It's stuff that I want to do to help with like the Hayworth houses stuff, but no, I can't. It says right here I can't do it. People, because who's going to be? I'm not going to be. I have started all this. Okay, my name's on the paperwork, but beyond that, I have no power or control. It is a group of people. It is God that is helping me put this together. Okay, and it'll happen. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's going to happen." You want to know why? Because they've been watching me for 4 or 5 years, and when Dion wants something, I become pretty stubborn. But now it's a good stubbornness. But I've got to be careful. I've got to watch what step I take. Because I can't go around saying, look at all the great stuff we've done. That's promoting. And I can't do that. You won't see me, I might show a success or something, but I help people every day. I go on Facebook and, oh, you should see all the good, I was speaking with a guy today and I changed his life. And no, I didn't. Didn't happen. I don't have that power. What I can be is a good example. That's as far as it goes, man. I don't have any power. I don't want it. I don't want it. Because when I get power, I start lying and manipulating, telling people what to do. Don't want it. All right. Much of the political, economic, and religious life of the world is dependent upon publicized leadership. People who symbolize causes and ideas fill a deep human need. We of AA do not question that. No, I'm going to let them have that. There's nothing wrong with it in that world. There are other things that I do where I do promote. Okay, but these are businesses that I think do good in our community, right? Okay. I'm not a part of them, but I am a person who feels that I am responsible for my resources. If I send somebody to you and you treat them like shit, you are going to hear from me. You will hear from me. And you'll go, I'm done. Okay? Because I am responsible for that. And if you don't feel that way, then I would not get into the field of working with alcoholics and getting paid money. I don't get paid money, but okay. But we do soberly face the fact that being in the public eye is hazardous, especially for us. Yes, because it goes to our head. By the temperament, nearly every one of us has been an irrepressible promoter. And the prospect of society composed almost entirely of promoters was frightening. Considering this explosive factor, we knew we had to exercise self-restraint. Now let's take a look at Instagram. All over the place. People can't even use their real names. If you're not using your real name, it's fake. If you are using a filter, it is fake. Clips, fake. Remember, there's always somebody running the camera. It's fake. That's not attraction. That is promotion. I have 572 days bragging. So what? That is not a legitimate day to celebrate. It's not. 365 is, that gives you 1 year, right? It all goes into ego. It all comes back to pride, right? Here's the good key. It's got to be broke. The Hayworth houses will always be broke. AA is broke. Intentionally. Do you know what we do when we have too much money as a group? We give it to World Services. You're only supposed to have like a $200 prudent reserve. Depends on the group too, right? Okay. The way this restraint paid off was startling. It resulted in more favorable publicity of Alcoholics Anonymous than could possibly have been obtained through all the arts and abilities of AA's best press agents. Obviously, AA had to be publicized somehow, so we resorted to the idea that it would be far better to let our friends do this for us. And that's exactly how I run my podcast. You want to know how I promote it? If you come on the podcast, I'm going to ask you to share it with everybody you know. That's it. Word of mouth. It's all I can do. I can't, you don't see me making clips and throwing it in every fucking group imaginable known to man. No, I stay in my lane. I stay in my damn lane. I don't promote it. And if we are entirely, my podcast is very, very different from everybody else. And until you listen to it or until you come on, you will not know what I'm talking about. It is an experience to do a podcast with me. It's one of my skills. I'm very, very good at it. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, but it's hard to explain. I've been watching people since I was fucking knee high to a grasshopper, man. And people do the same thing. Always. I didn't have any friends. All I could do was people watch. And fortunately, people watching was fascinating to me because I could predict what you were going to do. I even do it on television. I always know the next line. It's always the same. Okay? Yeah. So we had to publish precisely that has happened to an unbelievable extent. Right? So I'm trying to get my Thursday meeting going. You know who's been my best promoter? Al-Anon. Inside, word of mouth. I can't go out there and I can only keep it in AA. I can't, I put up flyers. I've done this. I've done that. Right? Okay. And we'll see what happens Thursday. Actually, hopefully I don't know that I'm gonna make it. This week may be over with already. I've got a funeral to work on. I'm just putting together a playlist, but if you guys know me, I always want to do more. You guys didn't think you were gonna be on here this long, did you? All right. Obviously, to them, we are something more than a source of good stories. On almost every news front, the men and women of the press have attached themselves to us as friends. And even now, the press will fuck with anybody but AA. I'm telling you, they are taught in school, you don't fuck with AA. And I'll tell you why. Because God will decimate you. The consequences for fucking with AA are severe. I watched it. You do not mess with God's chosen people. You don't. And AA has been chosen. Leisure. Man, this has been pretty good. Like all my favorite friends that were girls showed up, and all my favorite guys. Okay, Daryl's here and Leisure's here. You two are my only guy friends, so you know. I have a sponsee and we're becoming friends. But I have that sponsee role or that sponsor role that I'm still trying to fill until they're done. But he's one of those guys where we're gonna end up being friends too. So I'm looking forward to that. But we gotta complete his program first. Okay. I gotta be selfish for him sometimes. It's what we do, man. Right? In the beginning, the press could not understand our refusal of all personal publicity. They were genuinely baffled by our insistence upon anonymity. Then they got the point. Here was something rare in the world, a society which said it wished to be publicized its principles and its work, but not its individual members. The press was delighted with this attitude. Ever since, these people have reported AA with enthusiasm, which is the most ardent members would find hard to match. Leisure brought up a good point. Aren't we all God's chosen people? Sure. Yes. If you have made the choice. Oh, that's a very good question. In my opinion only, no. Mm-mm. Otherwise, we'd have everybody would be a leader. There wouldn't be anybody following. You wouldn't be able to. So, but in the sense where I want everybody included, yes. It's a hard question. So, yes and no. Because at the same time, I've been through a lot of hard stuff in my life, man. A lot of hard stuff that 90% of the people in this world have never fucking experienced. So I'm a little selfish about that. Right? I am. It's mine. Mine. Right? Like from Little Nemo. Mine. See how selfish I got so quick? Yeah. I wasn't really selfish. I was just working through that. Now Leisure's messing with me. He says, are we all Dion's chosen people? Yeah. I know we're joking, but yeah. I'll do anything that I can to help you. If it means I can get you closer to God, I'm going to do it. That's how I am. Because I know what you'll get out of it. And then you're going to join me on the broad highway, and then I have more friends. It's a very selfish process. I'm just being honest. I do, because I have more fun. You guys, when you're not here, this sucks. When people show up, I have a lot more fun. I feed off of you. I need you. Yeah. Otherwise, this would have ended 10 minutes ago. All right. So, yeah, you bet. Every single person here counts. It's a give take situation. You're giving me energy. I'm using it and turning it into something spiritual, and I'm giving it back to you. That's what we're doing right now. And it's brotherhood, right? There was actually a time when the press of America thought anonymity of AA was better for us than some of our own members did. That's still true. That's still true. Oh, no. I'd say 1 in every 20 people that come in just want to go, they don't want to finish the work, but they'll go open a sober living, or they'll. So when I got sober, I had an idea a minute, and I drove my sponsor crazy. And he kept saying, Dion, you know what? Not yet. Not yet. That stuff's probably going to happen for you, but you got to give it time. Here I am 8 years later, and it's now happening. He was correct. What was he saying? He was saying, Dion, you got to become worth something first. And he was right. He was right. I love that man. We never became friends. You want to be friends. And he does his AA and he goes home. That's what he does. Spends time with his wife because that's what he wants to do. Yeah. That's right. We are all Dion's people. Yeah. Miller's the new Smith, new Joneses. Yeah. You guys, what we're saying, I know it sounds egotistical. I know it sounds, but if I knew the Bible, I'd be a preacher. Okay. It's who I am. It's my talent. But I'm going to tell you something now. I'm not going to take credit for it. No, this is a we thing. I can't do this without you here. But I can't expect it. Balance. All right. So anyway, yeah, we would let's just take a popular person and use it. Robert Downey Jr. People could I love Robert Downey Jr. Love him because he changed. He became a beautiful person. Should he speak for AA? Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. No. Did you know he's no different than you and me? No different. Okay. I can tell you now, money cannot buy you sobriety. It can't. You can go to the best treatment centers in the world. If you ain't ready, you ain't ready. What we could do is plant the seed, but gosh, that's an awful expensive seed. And I could do that for free. That's why we say Dios, because freely given, period. It's the only way I'll do it. It's the only way I can maintain my own power. If I jumped on with another company in recovery, I would have to follow their rules. And their rules are shit. It's promotion, promotion, promotion. Look how great we are. We're the best when Colorado's 48th in the country. So what you're saying when you brag in Colorado is you're the best of the piece of shit. Good job, I guess. Good job. Oh, we're the best. Okay. If that's the best Colorado has to offer, woo. And I know it's not. It is not. Okay. Their AA in Colorado is the shit. That is one thing that the AA telling you, AA in Colorado, those good. We have good meetings, man. We do. All right. At one point, about 100 of our society were breaking anonymity at the public level. With perfectly good intent, these folks declared that the principle of anonymity was horse and buggy stuff, something appropriate to AA's pioneering days. They were sure that AA could go faster and farther if they availed itself to modern publicity methods. Yeah, but look what has happened. Everybody takes more than they need. Oh shit, we're running out of bread. If they said there's a potato shortage, everybody run out and buy tomatoes or potatoes. Oh, there's a toilet paper shortage. Everybody go, we better go. See? No, AA doesn't do faster and further. We don't do that. Mm-mm. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. It's my only purpose. But it is a purpose that will keep me striving for the rest of my life. And thank you, Chris. I like being your friend too, man. And thank you. I'm very proud of my shows, of my podcast. It'd be nice to do one, but I can't find anybody that wants to tell their story. Everybody is just they're getting weaker. I don't know what it is. I literally heard somebody say in a meeting, I don't share my story. And I thought, well, you're not going to stay sober. You won't. Okay? If you don't share your story, you're being a selfish fuck. I'm scared. Then go ask God for some freaking courage, would you? I can't find the time. You found time to drink. I'm tired of people handing me excuses for not telling their story. We disclose our stories in a general way. It tells you in the big book in how it works. Yeah. Anyway, I'm old. Yeah. I know it's hard. That's why you should come on my show. Watch what happens. Tell you what, come on. If you don't like it, I won't put it out. But you'll like it. All right. AA, they pointed out, include many persons of local, national, and international fame. So what? Did you know that Eminem is sponsored by Elton John? A lot of us know that. Do they get to speak for AA as a whole? No, not a chance. But does that bring hope to other people because they are a member and they're being and what they're doing? Okay. And then there's some people like some of these daytime show, they've got an alcohol problem, and all we get from them is frothy emotional appeal. I'm not going to bring up names on there because I actually very much like this person. So I pray for them quite often. They don't know me. But if this person got sober and did the work, she would help millions and millions of people. And I just know it. I've been around way too long to not know that. So, all right. And I apologize. I've been going off topic here and there, but I think this all applies. I think it all applies. All right. Provided they were willing, and many were, why shouldn't their membership be publicized, therefore encouraging others to join us? There were plausible arguments, but happily our friends of the writing profession disagreed with them. So here's the real question. Why do you want to do it? What are your actual intentions? So you can tell all your friends you were on TV? Yes, that's what. Did you care about it? See, the primary purpose has left the building because now it's all about you. Oh, look at me. See, I'm such a. All right. Okay. All right, let's finish this up. Oh, thank you, God, for at least letting me feel a little bit good to do this. The foundation wrote letters to practically every news outlet in North America setting forth our public relations policy of attraction rather than promotion, and emphasized personal anonymity as AA's greatest protection. Since that time, editors and rewrite men have repeatedly deleted names and pictures of members of AA copy. Frequently, they have reminded ambitious individuals of AA anonymity policy. You ain't going to get around it unless you find somebody. It happens every now and again. It'll slip through, but it is taken down immediately. 3 words: lawyers on retainer. You think AA doesn't have lawyers? Uh, you ever hear of somebody suing AA? They've tried. There's nothing to sue. What? Yeah, it's nice not having to hold the insurance because I was scared that somebody's going to sue me because I'm a person of trust. That's why I did that. Okay, so anyway. So even then, if you try, you know what they're going to tell you? No. No one speaks for AA as a whole. Even we know that. And thank you, press. It's the one thing that I could agree with that, what they do, right? You know what? You want to know why? Because when you piss off millions of people in AA, you're just gone. The power of intention. What are your fucking intentions? Period. If it is to help other people, great, do it. Then leave out your name. But then they won't know who I am. Exactly. Why do they need to know who you are? Because I want to feel wanted and needed and loved. I do too, but I get that from the man upstairs. I do that by being in the middle of the herd. I do that by going to meetings. I do that by spreading the word, not talking to the press. People are more apt to go talk to the press and tell them their story than stand up in front of 20 people who actually need to fucking hear it. Tell your story. If you have reached a year, it is actually your duty to share your story. Now, I've made it as easy as possible. There is no easier way than my podcast. I can tell you that. All right. Gosh, I'm not pushing my podcast at all here. I need speakers, man. So this in brief is the process by which AA's Tradition 11 was constructed. To us, however, it represents far more than sound public relations policy. It is more than denial of self-seeking. See, those are just the touchstones. The tradition is a constant and practical reminder that personal ambition has no place in AA. Doesn't. In it, each member becomes an active guardian of our fellowship. Are you a guardian? Do you protect people from the outside forces that try and pull people from our meetings? I do. In fact, I watch people walk out of meetings because I showed up. Yep. Because they know that I'm going to do or say something and they had a bad intention. Be that person, man, that if people around you have bad intentions, they just don't want to be around you. That's why I'm never a good employee. Because you're doing something wrong. And I'm going to see it. I'm going to confront you on it. And then you're going to fire me. That's the way it always goes. I can't help it. I got this superhero complex. So, all right. 40 minutes. Not bad. I didn't realize it had been 40 minutes. But there was a lot to cover in that, man. Turned out well. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I know not everybody got to hang out. We had a lot of different people today, so I'm going to keep it at that. Kind of lump everybody. But I do appreciate everybody being here. You know, even if it was for 10 minutes or whatever. I know you're all working. I tend to forget that people have jobs. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out.